Guys, I'm just reliving this day all over again, and it just like makes me want to cry.
That's why I started my own wedding planning business, because and don't get me wrong, there are amazing wedding planners in this area who have inspired me, and the community is actually really amazing. Like, we all know each other, we've gone to dinner, we've done all these things, but I was a very particular bride, and as a person, I've always had a really different style and aesthetic and things that I like that aren't super normal in this area, and I wanted to cater to people like me, or just people that were willing to maybe take a risk, or just wanted somebody that was maybe gonna think of a different concept that hadn't been done.
That's the tea.
That's the tea on that.
Literally. We're rolling, baby.
Back at it again.
We're back at it. Battle Queens is back in action with our girl, Addy, from Modern Rebel and Events. She's a boss babe.
I was about to say Addy J. I still can't get... Addy K sounds the same.
It sounds the same, but it's not the same.
But it's not the same.
It's not the same. My mom still calls me Addy J. That's Joe.
No,
so.
That's Joe. You're still at Joe, but no, really, Adsco on Instagram.
Hit me up. Some super content over there.
And we're talking all things wedding. Paige and I have literally not spoken about her wedding. Like, Paige just has rolled in from the Greek islands. Like, she just is tanned.
We didn't talk about it either.
No, you and I have not. No, none of the three of us have discussed any wedding
Guys,
details.
I feel like this is the women tell all.
It really is. It really is. This is the Kardashian sit down tell all.
Let's do it. Here we
go. And literally, when Paige walked in here, she started talking. She was like, I can't wait to talk about this, talk about that. And I was like, shit, nip, zip. We have not started recording. We will save that. So we literally no.
So buckle up.
We
got a lot
up
to unbag.
Yeah.
Okay, but before we do that, we should introduce Addy, because people are like, why is this new friend? Who is this new voice?
Who is she? And is she?
Who is she?
Yeah, we've been gone for a minute. People might not even remember how we do this anymore. Right. So, Addy, would you love to introduce yourself?
Yeah. So I'm Addy Kollman. You know what I realized the other day? Someone asked me how long we've known each other, and I had to think about it.
Tell me what you've
I think it's 11 years.
Oh, for sure.
At least.
Oh, I was certain it was 10.
Yeah.
But 11 could be correct.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, so I'm the owner and founder and I guess one-woman show, as of now, of Modern Rebel Weddings and Events. I was lucky enough to do Paige's wedding as her day of coordinator.
So fun.
Fargo native, born and raised here. Left for a year, came back. Just miss it so much.
You miss the flatland.
I miss the flatland, the wind,
yes.
the cold. It just, it's never
soothing.
bothered me. But yeah, so I live actually super close to here with my husband. That's pretty much it. I've known Sarai for a really long time, since I was 14.
Yeah.
Because of dance.
Yes. God bless.
Yes. Yes. God bless dance.
The dance world really brings a lot of people together, you guys.
Brings the best people together.
It does.
Truly.
It does.
God, I should have been a dancer.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Remember, Paige, when you told me, I'm sorry, I'm totally going to out you right now, but that you were really wanting to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader?
That was my dream.
And it was a for real dream.
A for real dream.
She actually was like,
Okay, but she totally
you
has
could
the
totally
part.
do it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to dance.
So
I was one for Halloween one year. Does that count?
Basically,
We'll count it.
Yeah,
We'll count it.
Close enough. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is don't rule it out yet. You know?
No.
That's so true.
Just start stretching, babe. You just gotta be able to do those jump splits, and the rest we can teach. We'll do lessons. It's fine.
Perfect.
Different
We'll hire
company.
Limitless.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Oh well. Okay. We'll be diving into all the things about Addy, but Addy is joining us today because we are doing a whole review of the wedding. Because Addy was the main part of this wedding literally happening. She was every which way of every part throughout the day. So
she really, and leading up to like meeting at Starbucks, going over stuff, emails because I'm a freak and I just have to unload on all my thoughts. You know, it's all good though.
Yeah.
So
No, it's great.
It's great.
It's great. I felt like on the wedding day, I was everywhere and nowhere all at once. I felt like it's in like 3 different bodies. I'm in different parts of the room. It's great.
You were teleporting.
You
were in teleportation.
I really was.
I remember
It was a dream.
asking somebody multiple times, like, "Where's Addy? Where's Addy?" Because you were so busy and like running around. I'm like, "Is she still here?"
Yeah.
And this was before even photos started.
My attempt to wear heels lasted maybe 2 hours. And then I was in my sneakers.
As you should have been.
Simply couldn't happen.
No.
Couldn't happen.
Did you have sneakers on at the reception?
Oh, yeah.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Damn, girl.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Wasn't happening. My dirty white sneakers.
Hey, you know what? As long as the night went on, that's all that mattered.
Exactly.
The party has to go on.
Listen, it all worked out.
It all worked out, and we are going to talk about it from day one to the day of. I feel like we should start with the day of, though, and then maybe, like, go back to the pre-planning, or, like, incorporate the pre-planning within it, because I just know people are going to be like, get to the day.
Get to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
We want to know the deets.
We're not about, like, gatekeeping. Like,
No.
you know.
No.
We love to.
I am not a gatekeeper.
If you want to only listen to the first 15 minutes, that's cool. Like, okay, day of, Paige. Tell us from your perspective.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it was the best day ever.
It's amazing to hear.
It literally was. I'm like cheesing ear to ear. It was literally the best day ever. It went so fast. So I stayed at the Jasper with my cousin and Megan, one of my personal attendants, and woke up that morning and I literally just feel like it flew by. Like the energy of getting to the Pines, I was like, oh, it's such a great day to get married. And then I like go in and we do hair and makeup and like all the girls are there and my mom and Lannon's mom and my aunt. It's just, I don't know. It was so much fun. And then all of a sudden it was like time to do first look. And I was thinking in my head, I'm like, okay. And I even asked Lannon's mom this. I'm like, is Lannon going to cry? Is he not going to cry? Like we were both, I don't know. And she's like, I think he's going to cry. And I'm like, I don't think he will.
Isn't it crazy how you don't know? You're supposed to know this person close to the
right.
best, and you have
no idea.
Clue. Most brides, they'll have their opinion. They say he's gonna cry, he's not gonna cry. A lot of them are wrong.
I was wrong.
Yes,
I was
wrong too.
Because you didn't think Gunnar was gonna cry.
Well, he told me multiple times. He's like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
And he
blubbered.
It was so sweet.
It's really precious. If anyone wants to see the photos, hit me up.
It's
It's actually so wholesome, but it's also really funny. But I was very surprised. And there's actually a photo too of my dad and I walking down the aisle, and my dad is like giggling and mocking a pouty face at Gunnar because he was we were all so surprised. Yeah.
Okay, so did Landon cry?
Yes.
Cute.
We need to know.
Yes,
because I
he
shut
did.
those
He
parts.
did.
Oh my gosh. And
I
you didn't think he would?
No, because we were like similar to you guys. We were talking about it prior, and he was like, I don't think I'm gonna cry. He's like, I don't want anybody disappointed if I don't cry. Because I think he like thought I wanted him to cry.
Because you see all
You don't cry, I'm walking back.
We're done here.
You see all those videos of the grooms and like they're crying, and then it's always like, if this isn't my husband, I don't want it. You know, it's like that. Okay, so
and he
was
cried.
like,
yeah,
that
That's
is
so
I'm
sweet.
kind of not surprised though. He's such a honey.
He is.
He's just a
so
sweetie.
sweet.
Like
such a
I'm not surprised. Honestly, in the best way.
Yeah. And okay, so then before first look, I had like my first look with my dad, and this is so my dad. Like it's so funny. But he comes in and we're like doing our thing, and it was super like special, super sweet. And then all of a sudden his cell phone rings, and I'm like, bro! He's like, damn it! I thought I shut that off.
Oh
it was
God!
funny. Like,
He's like, hold up, let me take this really. I'll be right back.
This is important.
He literally said that he was like, wait, my daughter's getting married. Like he was kidding.
Oh yeah.
He didn't actually answer it, but I just was like, that's a really good memory to have.
Did he cry?
Not really.
I see. I kind of thought he was gonna cry.
I thought so too.
I did
because
too.
He was so
nervous.
Really?
Oh yes.
Really?
I was talking to him because he looked he looked really nervous.
Yeah.
I was like, how's it going, Dad? How you doing? Like, how was the first look? This was after the first look, and I don't know if you guys were doing photos while it was happening, and he's like, oh, good. I'm like, are you excited? How are you feeling? And it was so cute. He's like, it's a little sad. Like, in the sweetest way, like giving his little girl away. But he I think it was just a lot.
Yeah.
And honestly, for most dads, unless they are the life of the party, weddings are a lot.
Yes.
They're like, why do we have to take this many photos?
Yes.
Why is this the way it is? Who is this chick that's telling me where to go? And
Never
when
met
to be
her.
there? Never met her. No, that was really sweet though.
And I know he was super nervous to walk me down the aisle because he kept saying he was nervous he was going to step on my dress.
Yes, he was.
Like, he did say that. Maybe he teared up a little. I don't know. But he's so sweet.
That is so funny. The phone going off. Oh my gosh. Okay, so picture that after the first look, how was like the rest of that? Like, was it like a big moment? Was it like a relief?
I feel like it was, honestly, we were so excited. Like, I think both Landon and I, so he was standing with his back to me, and then I remember I felt super nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is it. This is our turn. We're actually doing this. And then it happened, and it was honestly just like bliss.
Yeah.
Like, it was just great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the two of us. And then the rest of the day, I feel like, was super kind of chaotic.
Yeah.
Like, it was so busy. Like, you have
That's how it goes.
family pictures, bridal pictures, grooms, all that. It's just boom, boom, boom.
And you got a big family.
Dude, I know.
You got a big North Dakota proud family.
Eddie's like, let me tell you about that seating chart, honey.
Let me tell you.
Literally.
Let me tell you about the scene chart. Let me tell you about the photo op roster.
Okay, so speaking of that, I have to know, because as I was getting my makeup done, you and my mom came in, and of course my mom had some questions about the seating chart. And
this was really and truly your only moment.
you know me, got a little heated.
And I was like, hey, simply no.
Simply no.
I can handle this.
I just was like, what is going on right now, Mom?
So this is what happened. Your mom, by the way, is such a cutie. She's a cutie.
Yeah.
Like, she's so funny because she's stressed too, right? This is a huge day.
Yes.
She's excited. She's stressed. She's, everybody, you just get a little manic on wedding days. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
You're going a million miles an hour. And I did all of the Haas family. Mm-hmm. So I worked with Phyllis. Shout out to Phyllis, my new bestie.
I feel like you guys are like kind of the same.
Yeah, we have the same energy.
Yeah.
It was great. And like, I feel like I can call her Philly. I feel like we're there now.
Yeah.
Do all of that with her. And then she said, okay, you'll have to talk to Nikki to do her family. And I'm like, not a problem. Let's do it. And I think your mom, she didn't want to be out there too long, and I didn't want her out there too long. Basically, there was just some screw up where, I don't even know if it was a screw up, but somebody was supposed to be at her table, or she thought they were, and they weren't, and there was one moment where she's like, it's all wrong! And she's like, this is wrong! And I'm like, hey, it's fine. You just have to tell me who goes where.
Yeah.
And I think she thought I knew more than I did.
Sure.
And I was like, babe, I can't read your mind. Just tell me. I'll put it wherever you want. You just tell me. And then we're trying to figure out your dad's too. So it was not that big of a deal. It was just really funny because I'm trying to problem solve. And I'm like, okay, right. So cousin so-and-so. Okay, do they know? I'm trying to pretend I know these people. And I'm like, yeah, Mark can sit right there. That would be great. But that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
And you can truly have the best system in the world for things like that. Seating charts, here's the thing. My own wedding, making my seating chart, I cried. I had a mental breakdown. So I don't really think there's ever a right or wrong way. You just have to do it. And especially, you had a big wedding. When you have that many people, when you have that big of a family, you just gotta get her done.
I know.
There's no good way to do it. And obviously you're not gonna get up out of your chair and go do it. So, but we got it done. Everybody seemed to be in the right seat. Seemed happy.
The seating looked great.
The seating looked great.
Perfect.
So
that's fine.
But my real pride and joy, and also was causing me so much, those moments where you're like, I don't have, because I don't like to say this, because OCD is a real thing that people have.
Yeah.
You know those moments where you sit there and you go, do I have OCD?
Right.
Just little things.
Yeah.
When Paige had, for people trying to visualize, the cards would bend in half, so they would stand kind of like little tents, little triangles. Those were the name cards with the table they were at. we line those up when you walk into the Pines Black on this long shelf type thing.
Yeah.
I did that for over an hour to get all of those
They
name
did look
cards
good.
as straight, perfectly in line. It was 5 in a row all the way down till the Z's, and then it was like 3 and 4.
Dude, they looked bomb.
They did look
I remember thinking that.
I was determined. And then it was really funny. I didn't realize that Phyllis and I had taken like 15 names out of the pile and left them at the head table. So this is why it took me over an hour too, because I do it. I'm so proud of myself. I go over the head table. There's just an array of name cards. So then I had to play this game, and I sat there.
Oh no.
You know when you spill something, you just sit and you look at it, and you're like, how do I want to conquer this?
Yeah.
And you just kind of let the mess sit for a second. That's what I did. And then I just ended up rearranging everything and redoing it because that's just the way
Had to be done.
It had to be
done.
done.
Somebody's got to do it.
And when I was all done with it, I was like, I swear to all that is holy, if there's a big gust of wind that comes in here and knocks those down, you can bury me here. Here she lies, never to be seen again. But they didn't.
No,
it was great.
They looked amazing.
But yes, that was my moment where I was just questioning everything about myself. I was like, wow.
Amazing.
You know when you call yourself a person that pays attention to details? It's moments like that where you go, oh.
I wish I wouldn't.
I wish I wouldn't. I wish I would chill. But here we are.
Were you in the bridal suite
Wait, what you're
when I
talking
freaked out about my mom when she wasn't in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But you know what?
The room got really quiet. And
I
was
did
like,
the same.
fuck.
I had a flashback.
Wait, did this happen at your wedding?
The same
Trish?
thing with Trish.
I have a thing with my mom in the bridal suite. Okay.
All right, maybe we should keep it.
I literally think it's good luck.
yeah.
No, I think it is. Okay, so what was yours?
Okay, so my
Also, it is almost your anniversary.
in 20 days. Well, less than 20 days, but
Yay.
I know. No,
That's like where I met you.
Yeah.
was it really?
We
Yeah.
was at the same table.
Yeah, in my wedding dress, I had those cups.
Yep.
And it was freezing, so they got a little messed up, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And so literally 4 minutes before the wedding, like before we're going to go walk out, I'm in the bridal, like whatever area with all my girls, my mom, Christy, and we're like, how do we fix this dress? Allison's whipping her sticky boobs off and she's like, you're using these, like we're sewing shit and it's not working. And my mom looks at me and she says something. She's like, well, you probably shouldn't have done blah, 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 blah. And I was like, are you serious? You think I can go back in time right now and not do this? Like, I just lost it
Is
on
she just
her.
sitting there like this? What?
Yeah. She was like, well, you probably shouldn't have blah, blah, blah. And
I would've
I just let her fly. And I was like, I'm so sorry. But like, that was not the time.
No.
Simply didn't help.
Simply didn't help.
On my wedding day, we were getting ready, and I got married during COVID, so everything was stressful, right?
Yeah.
Everything was heightened to a whole nother degree. I didn't know if we were getting married quite literally until the night before. I don't think I breathed till after the ceremony. I was like, oh, this is actually happening. But we were down in this bridal suite at the lodge, and my mom is running all over, and she just looks stressed. And I'm thinking, oh, she's just stressed. Whatever. Maybe my sister is and her bickering or something. I don't know. So I hand wrote all my bridesmaids, mom, mother-in-law, and then my grandmas who were my flower girls. I hand wrote them all cards for the day of just like, that's my love language is like words. That's a thing. But anyway, so I hand these all out. Everybody's reading theirs. They're like crying. It's such a cute moment. My mom like barely opens it, looks at it, and like tosses it at her purse. And I'm getting mad. I'm like, excuse me, ma'am. Firstborn, light of your life. I just wrote you this.
Light of your life.
Light of your life. And then she's running out of the room. And finally, I'm getting my hair done. She's pinning my curls up. And finally, I just break the noise in the room. I go, what is going on? Because now other people are involved and they're leaving the room. They're coming back. My mom's boyfriend's like in the hallway. And I'm just like, something is going on. So I go, what is going on? And my mom goes, so we have this heirloom ring. It's like a 3-carat diamond ring for my great aunt Lena, who's mine. That's who I'm named after, is her and my grandma. And my mom was gonna wear it. She lost it. That ring. It disappeared.
No.
It's this big. We call it the ice ring. It's this massive ring. It's so epically cool. My great aunt had 4 husbands, and every time the ring just got bigger, and it's so sweet. Like, if you're gonna do it, that's why you gotta do it. So she goes, well, I lost Aunt Lena's ring. And I go, oh, well, you were wearing it when you came in here, so it's gotta be around. And I go, okay, well, when was the last time you saw it? And she's like, well, when I was carrying stuff in. And I go, okay, well, it has an adjustable band, so probably just got caught and fell off. I said, did you check your purse? Where was it?
Oh my God.
Was it her purse?
See, this is exhibit A of how you can't hide everything from the
Don't
bride.
hide from the bride. You can't hide everything from the bride, especially if she's going to see it.
Yeah.
And it was probably 45 minutes that they were doing this of chaos.
Yes.
And I'm getting stressed. Like, I've already taken...
Because you can feel stress.
I've already taken 1 propanol for the day. Like, I'm like, what's going on? So, yeah, moral of the story, you can't hide everything from the bride, and you really shouldn't. If you think it's something that she could assist with, because I think everybody thinks the bride's in a bride bubble, right?
Right.
She's not going to see anything, hear anything. No. We're actually usually a little hyper aware.
Yes.
Like, what's going on?
Because you know what the day's supposed to look like.
You know what it's supposed to look like. So, but maybe that's the thing. Maybe that is a blessing that has to happen.
I love that. I love that we talked about this.
Yeah, I know. It's really great.
Everyone needs to have a little tussle with their mom.
Little tussle.
Listen. I call them the mobs. Mother of the bride. I call them the mob,
Yeah.
mob squad. Like, I love that. The mobs just have to have their one moment.
Yeah.
And one moment of chaos, and then it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Then it's
and
fine.
then you like move on, you forget about it, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Totally.
It just wouldn't be right.
Well,
Oh.
okay, so we left off of
First look.
first looks, pictures. Pictures were great.
Pictures were great.
I mean, I don't know what the rest of your pictures were like, but the pictures I was around for were amazing.
I am dying to see more. Like, they were so great.
They went pretty smooth.
Nicole Midwest killed it, and then Anne from DL Wedding Films
Yes.
absolutely killed it.
Yes.
I can't say enough good things about those 2 girls.
They
That's
were
so great.
They were really fun. We had a good time, us 3.
Good.
I
A
believe
lot of
it.
laughs.
A lot of laughs. Nicole was so fun because, like, once the dance started, she was like, okay, let's, like, run around and take pictures with people that you want to take pictures with, like, handeds.
Fun.
So fun. So like,
cute.
her
That's
and I,
cute.
like, ran around and, like, got pictures with, like, some of Landon's work people and, like, other, friends and just different groups, and that was really fun. And then we actually got a fun picture with Nicole at the end, like the 2 of us and her.
Cute.
So, yeah, it was great.
I'll have to show you after this. Her and I, right before we both left, went to the photo booth. And we took the funniest photo because, it does it in 3s. And so for the last, as we're getting ready to take the last photo, I go, Nicole, show your faces. Let's show our face of how we're feeling at the end of this day. And it was so funny. I
got all those pictures.
Funny.
Yeah.
Yes. It was amazing.
That was actually something that I will say. So Harmon, he's the one that had the photo booth, and now we got all the pictures so we could see everybody's. And some people take the dumbest pictures, and it's amazing.
Yes.
It's so fun.
That is so fun.
I love it.
When we did a photo booth, like, we didn't get access to them.
Sure.
Like, they were just for people to take home. So I love that you got them because that's such a
know.
good memory.
And it was
is.
really cool because you could right then and there text it
Yes, to yourself.
Yeah.
So fun. Yeah, that was great.
Oh my gosh. You're like, oh shit, let's
Also
get out of
with
here.
my bandaged finger.
Wait, you guys look the same.
My
You
gosh.
look the same thing.
Literally.
So funny. Yeah, so that's like a really fun little thing. And I feel like your photo booth was placed in a really good area too. Because
Yes.
one thing about me is I'm very picky about aesthetics. I like things to look clean. I like things to look good.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm not ashamed of that. I like nice things. And I liked that your photo booth, it wasn't distracting.
No, it
was
wasn't.
in a perfect area. It was actually not that big.
And it was kind of hidden behind that pillar.
And
Yes.
you didn't do a backdrop. It was great.
Loved the no backdrop.
Yes.
Because that's one thing I hated about mine. I did a backdrop and it wasn't big enough.
Yep.
And so you could literally see outside of the backdrop and I was like, this is literally pointless. But to do just like a plain white wall is perfect.
Yep.
And that venue had a lot of that.
Had a lot of that.
Yeah.
All white.
Lot to work with.
Yeah, a lot to work with. Yeah, it was so good. Ceremony. That was great too.
That was great. I feel like I blacked out a little bit.
It kind of went like so
It went
quick.
really fast.
I feel
It
like
did.
ceremonies just are like that. Like they're just kind of like I feel like everyone's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know, like even I just went to a wedding with Tyler and I. We both had a wedding that we attended. And sitting in the ceremony, you kind of feel like that. You're just like, okay, you know?
Here we are.
It's just weird.
So this is something really funny that somebody told me the other day about my brother. He was a groomsman, and in the groom suite, as they were all getting ready, like, there's cocktails, drinks are flowing, and my brother likes, you know, to have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
So during the ceremony, I guess he was like swaying back and forth.
Oh, the one thing I told him not to do.
And he was doing it. Did you see him?
No.
Oh.
So fun fact, I didn't watch your ceremony. I don't watch a lot of ceremonies if they have a door. So if they have a door to close, I'm there to help make sure the door shuts. And that is usually where I take my time to stop smiling and I just breathe and I like double check my schedule. I usually get water, replace my gum that I've probably been chewing on for 2 hours out of stress, like gnawing on my back molars. So that's where I usually do almost my little me time to just make sure I'm ready to rock. And if there's any special thing that's happening. So that's the one thing with the Pines Black, too, is kind of once you shut those doors, you don't really want to sneak in. You're gonna make a scene. Yeah. So Lisa and I had our just ears to it, and we're ready to rock. So, and your ushers were amazing. They took direction very well, which is great, because some people don't. Some people don't.
We had a great crew.
Being told what to do by a 5'5" gal. So, I mean, it was great. But I, at the rehearsal, specifically looked at all the boys and I said, you put both your hands in fists, you grab your wrist, and I don't want to see you swaying like it's Sunday at an NFL game during the national anthem.
And there's my brother.
Plant your feet. It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy when they do it on the football sidelines.
Yes.
I don't like it. Just sit still, bend your knees a little bit so you don't pass out. Just pick something to stare at. It's going to go by really fast.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need to sway.
Those shooters really do it to you.
I'm dying to see the video when we get it back from Anne, the full video. I'll crack up.
Yeah. The ceremony was great, though. There was, truly nothing went wrong. Mm-mm. Like, it was just, happy, good, nice.
Yeah.
Loved it. Agreed. And then cocktail hour right after.
And... what was the cocktail that we had? I can't even remember.
So sangria,
yes.
Heck
and
so
charcuterie.
Good. Yes,
you had a charcuterie station, which was great.
That was so great. That hit the spot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Paige, you also did I say formal with air quotes, but you did a formal receiving line after your wedding. Mm-hmm. How did you feel about that as a bride?
I really liked it because it was our opportunity to say thank you to everybody. We got to give hugs because I feel like the reception is so crazy busy. Not everybody stays super long. So if we wouldn't have done that, we wouldn't have been able to talk to everybody.
Totally.
So I'm really glad we did that. It does obviously cut into our fun of the social hour, but you
get a lot of fun later.
I would have done it again.
Yeah,
for sure.
And for those that don't know, a receiving line, it's very much so what it sounds like, where the bride and groom stand pretty much directly outside of the ceremony space, or if you have a venue change, you would stand towards the inside of the reception space and you literally receive every guest. It's a very traditional wedding concept, and we don't see a lot of people doing it anymore. I think we see more people in this area doing it just because, hello, North Dakota, right? Super traditional here. But I was really interested. I hadn't seen a receiving line in a really long time.
Really?
Yep. So I was like, okay, here we go. So
I kind of like those traditional things.
You are very traditional.
Yeah. Biggest thing.
You guys did one though.
We did one.
Yep.
Yeah. And I would agree with you. It was.
Did I skip your receiving line?
But here's my thing. I was literally just gonna say that. I wish that receiving lines had the understanding that you don't have to go into it.
Yeah.
That's where I don't love receiving lines, is when people feel obligated, because if like you, Addy, I know I'm gonna see you at the night. I know you and I are going to make time for each other. So you skipping the receiving line, not a big deal. But for people who are not maybe going to stay throughout the entire day. Yeah, my great aunt or so-and-so second cousin who are literally going to have a meal and get out. Then it's great. Perfect. That's a perfect time for us to be thank you for coming. We appreciate it. Mm-hmm. But I think it should be common courtesy or knowledge that you don't have to go on the receiving line.
No.
It's optional, yeah.
No. And the fun thing is, too, is now we're seeing new trends of ways to receive your guests. So I am a big supporter of welcome parties if you have a smaller wedding. So it does get really hard when you have close to 300 people because you're basically hosting 2 parties. But if you have that under 200 mark, really under that 150 mark, welcome parties are awesome. And it's literally, instead of doing a formal groom's dinner, you do appetizers and maybe cocktails. You can do whatever you want. You can rent out a bowling alley. I don't know, whatever you want. But welcome parties are a way where people can come, they can say hi, you can make conversation. And that way, your wedding day, you can build in time for other things too. But again, it's very dependent on how many people do you have? Are people coming in the night before? Are they driving in, flying in the day of? There's so many factors, but I think it's really cool that we're starting to see these other ways because you do want to take the time to acknowledge all, if not most of your guests. Yeah. Because this is what I always say. This is a huge thing I tell all my couples or anybody I'm throwing an event for. Yes, it's your wedding day, but also remember having a wedding day is a choice. It's a choice that you're making to literally throw a party, which means you're the host.
Totally.
Yeah. A lot of people, and it's okay to be selfish on your wedding day, but a lot of people forget that and they do certain things
without guests in mind.
The guests in mind, without accommodating their guests, and that just doesn't really fly with me.
No, I agree.
Okay, so we did the ceremony, did the receiving line.
Then into dinner.
Yeah.
Then into dinner.
Dinner was fun.
Dinner was so fun.
Honestly, I think dinner was my favorite part of your wedding.
Yeah.
Which says a lot because normally like the dance or like the social, like dinner was just fun.
It was so fun. First of all, like, the kissing game, I'm so glad we did that. I thought it was like the copycat kissing game. I honestly forgot that we agreed to do that with Harmon, the DJ. And then...
Which we should explain.
Yeah, we should explain that. Yes. Okay.
Because I think a lot of people probably know, but just off the chance someone doesn't, it's where, everybody clinks and instead of the couple just kissing over and over and over again, they like have a list of names of couples that they call out to kiss. Those couples kiss, and then Paige and Landon had to mimic and try to replicate whatever it was.
And you had a list, right? Harmon had a list, which is really great. And I know why they do that, actually, for a specific reason. But we won't get into that. I think it's great that they have a list because, like, at our wedding, I had to think of people.
Oh, see, really? I didn't even think of, like, I've only seen it as a list option.
No, I had to just do it.
Call people out.
Yeah, well, because, Gunnar
that makes it stressful then on you.
Well, and I called out one couple, I don't know if you remember this, and he wasn't there. He went to the bathroom, and all of a sudden he comes flying down the hill into the tent. He's sprinting.
I'm here.
That was funny.
So, it's nice to have a list.
If
you're going to do anything like that, have a list. That way also nobody's calling out somebody that's not a couple or...
Right, recently broke up.
True.
Check your list before you send it.
Literally.
Send that maybe the night of.
Check that list twice.
But that was fun. It was fun to see like everybody's like spin on it and yeah.
Okay, what did you have to eat? How was the food?
Food was good.
The food was really good. Yeah. I think Len and I both had the chicken.
I had the chicken too.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, it was good.
Potatoes were great.
Chicken? You didn't eat.
I didn't eat.
Addie's like, ma'am, I had a job to do.
Well, if we're getting into dinner, that's where things happen.
See, dinner was very fun for me, but I was very unaware of the chaos.
Which I'm so glad.
So we should speak of the chaos.
The chaos. Okay.
So can I just say one quick thing about this chaos before you get into it?
Yes.
So, we were sitting at dinner and I could see... I think you maybe had went over to Sheldon, Landon's dad, or maybe to Shelly, my stepdad. I can't remember. Or maybe it was my dad. I went
up to the dads.
Okay. And you said something and I'm like, I obviously couldn't hear, but I could see and I'm like, oh, that's weird. And I remember asking Landon, I'm like, I wonder what that was about. And then we didn't really think anything of it.
In those moments, I think I'm so sneaky.
Discreet.
I'm like, look at me.
You can't get by the
my black ninja outfit. I'm like, she's not going to see me.
As you're right in front of me.
Right in front of you.
I'm just kidding. Okay, go on.
So, I have to preface that Paige and Landon's venue, the staff there, absolutely incredible. 10 out of 10 would work with again. I've worked with the main gal there many times. And essentially, they had something happen with the bathrooms. So all the bathrooms in the entire venue started flooding. And at this particular place, there's 2 wedding venues on property. So I'm sitting there eating essentially a boat full of meat from the charcuterie. I'm like shoveling it in my mouth because I'm like, okay, this might, because I didn't know if I was going to get to eat dinner. I was optimistic, but wasn't for certain.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm going to take what I can get, whatever. And I turn around and Lisa, the gal, she's giving me like the, hey, come over here. And I thought, oh, good. Somebody puked already.
It's like, getting going.
It's getting going. Okay, this is fine. And I get over there and it's her, 2 of the other girls. There's a do not enter sign. I'm like, oh, we have a situation here. So she's like, the bathrooms are flooding. And I'm like, oh, flooding. She's like, yes, flooding. I'm treating it very nonchalantly, and because at that point, I'm not understanding the severity of the situation. And I was like, oh, well, no big deal. Can we direct people to the bridal suite, like the bride and the groom? She goes, no, Addy, every single bathroom is flooding. And I'm sitting there. I don't know anything about plumbing. Don't ask me to fix anything ever. Okay?
We're just here to coordinate a day.
I can fix your life, but if it's a door, plumbing, anything like that, ask somebody else. I'm like, how can that be? How can that be? But it be. So I'm like instantly go into, I was literally calling it like triage, where we're treating every situation priority first, right? So I'm standing there. Then Nicole comes over, the photographer, as I'm telling her what's going on because she needs to know. So I'm like, okay, so what can we do? She's like, well, we can direct guests to the farmhouse, which is a good, 60 to 80 yards away.
Yeah.
Think of a football field. 60 to 80 yards away. It's a walk, especially for ladies in heels, any elderly people. So I'm like, okay, where are the golf carts? Because the venue has golf carts. I'm like, give me the golf cart keys. So Nicole and I hop on this golf cart and we're shuttling people back and forth on this. At one point, I hop off the golf cart. I come back in. You and Landon are walking up, and you're like, I have to pee. And I'm like, God, no.
Oh,
this is the one. This is the one. I'm telling everybody, it is priority, like CIA, do not, you gotta have security clearance, okay? I look at everybody and pointing with my finger, I'm like, do not let the couple know. You don't tell them because they don't need to know. Why do they need to know? Me not even thinking, yeah, she's gonna have to freaking pee. Of course she's gonna have to pee.
Here's what's so funny, because I don't think we've actually talked about this on the pod before. Maybe we have, but Paige's like Achilles heel is her bladder. She literally
I have to pee all the
has
time.
to pee all the time, and we like joke about it. It's sometimes a pain for you, but we
Always.
literally laugh about it because we're like, Paige, like we can tell when she's got to pee. We're like, just go to the bathroom, girl. Like you're not gonna miss out on anything. So
this was the one time
for anything to happen at your wedding, it would be the freaking bathroom.
And that's the thing, is like it literally would be the bathrooms. It's so me. It's so on point.
It's so on brand for you.
And it was so funny because she's coming down and I'm like, oh no, she's coming over here. She's coming over here. She's coming over here. What am I going to do? Run away? Like, I'll just avoid this. No, I'm like, so I think I really tried to downplay. I'm like, so we have a little thing happening. We have a little situation, very minor. The bathrooms are flooding and you're just like, I gotta pee. And I'm like, got it. Get on the golf cart. Bring her to the...
But before all that, I remember Lisa coming in. I was like, can I go in the men's? Like, I'll go in the men's. And then I think at one point I said, I'll literally go in the sink.
Yeah.
Like,
we
don't understand.
God.
Well, and at one point we looked in. We're like, how flooded are these? And she's like, no, they won't flush. You can't go in there. And we're like, okay. Yeah, like, we're willing to wreck this gorgeous dress she has. Like, oh, so gross. But... it was funny too, and one thing I will say that was very impressive is Lisa told me, she goes, we have this company that's coming to fix it. They'll be here in 5 minutes. I'm like, 5 minutes?
On a Saturday.
If you've ever driven,
so quick.
If you've ever driven out there, ma'am, it is a haul and a half.
It's a 30 minutes.
Yeah,
20 minutes.
I don't know how they got out there so fast, but it's this man and his wife in a pickup truck. They show up, they go to the back, and your stepdad is my literal hero. First of all, he's just a sweetheart. first of all. And second of all, he's helping. And I'm grabbing him by the arm. I'm like, did you eat? Did you eat? You need to eat. You need to eat. He's like, no. It's fine. It's fine. Like, he had supplies in his car.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
And he's telling me that this is a very common occurrence, that he tends to fix things.
He owns a heating and cooling business.
Yeah.
So it's totally him.
Yeah. No, I couldn't believe it. Every time I drug him back into the venue, I turn around, he's walking right back. And I'm like, you know what? I do appreciate a man on a mission, or a woman. I appreciate it.
Anyone who's willing to just jump in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, that probably helped. And we were joking about this earlier. This whole situation is happening. So I don't get dinner. I don't even know if I got served dinner. I did eat. I had 2 scoops of mashed potatoes off Nicole's plate.
Honestly,
I shoveled them in my mouth.
I think that was the best part of the meal. So I'm glad that's what you got.
Yep.
That was my favorite.
Everybody at our table is just laughing at me because I look crazed at this point, and I'm shoveling mashed potatoes in my mouth, and I'm like, gotta get back on the golf cart. But
Nicole drove me to the house.
Yes. So Nicole had the one golf cart. I had the other. We're circling. We're picking people up. We're dropping them off. Nobody flew off my golf cart. It was great.
Wait, so you guys were actually driving people, like guests?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought they drove themselves.
We're people movers.
You guys do it all. What do you do?
Doing it all. Add it on the resume.
I was like, okay, this is really funny actually, because at my old job, at one of our weddings, I dealt with the building next door being on fire during a wedding.
Great.
So I've dealt with fires and floods.
Yep.
Great.
It's a little biblical, but I'm here for it. I really don't know what's next. I don't really want to find out. However,
earthquake or something.
Probably.
Earth, water, and fire.
Literally.
Yeah. Okay, we had a short intermission.
Little technical intermission.
We told Addy that this is actually our first time doing a live in-person podcast in
Okay, I did wonder that.
Probably in so long.
Yeah.
And here's the total truth is that our mics broke or something has happened.
Something happened because all of a sudden we got to a certain point and then it would just get super muffly and it would just sound staticky almost.
It would not work.
Weird.
So that's why the What's the Teas have taken a little pause. That's why we've moved to Zoom. And then we found a lot of great things about doing Zoom.
Zoom is really great too for our guests because it makes it a lot quicker for them.
Very much more convenient for them.
I'm sure they're comfortable.
But because it's you, we're not going to Zoom with
Literally down
Addy.
the street.
She's going to come over and hang out
around the roundabout. Literally.
So we did forewarn her that her episode would be a little trial, a little kick back into reality for Paige and I. So where did we leave off?
Well, we talked about
the chaos.
The chaos.
That's what we're calling it.
Yeah, I think I ended with shoveling mashed potatoes into my mouth.
Yes,
but
I'm glad you had a little bit.
No, I did, and honestly, I just pigged out when I got home that night. It was totally fine.
What time did you leave? 11:30?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah, right at last call, because I was all cleaned up and I was like, oh, you guys are just till the break of dawn, so I'm like, I'm gonna
get after it. I've been up here since 6 a.m.
This is actually something I never even thought about. All of the White House decor that we rented. Did you take that night?
No.
Oh.
I brought it back on Monday. Yeah, I brought it back on Monday.
So you went back?
Yep. So I literally left it in my car all weekend. Now that is, shout out to my White House co-girls, Katie and Sam. They're the best. They need to get on this podcast. Anyway.
Yes.
They need to do it.
Great idea.
But they let me have that stuff. Usually the rental period for them, I'm going to just give them an ad really quick. Usually the rental period is a full weekend. So I didn't have any stress of having to return it. I did have to pick up more stuff that morning because they were painting one of your pillars. So when I went to pick stuff up Thursday before the rehearsal, they were like, we have to repaint this pillar. It doesn't look good. And I'm like, okay, I will come so early on Friday.
Good job, girl.
Yeah. No, I really, as someone that's not a morning person, I picked a profession where I have to just be up and smiles early.
I think it's good for you.
It is good.
Builds character.
It
I
really
think
does.
I know how Addy is in the morning, and
it's not cute.
But you looked so cute.
You
I
drive.
faked it.
It's a great challenge for
It
you.
is. No, it's good. And once I'm going, I'm going.
Okay, I do have to circle back though, because I don't think our friends listening heard the outcome of the chaos. We didn't ever get to where the resolution.
Just totally telling a story here. So what I thought was that this whole ordeal was like a 2-hour thing. It felt so long, and it was me running back to Lisa. Is it fixed yet?
Yeah.
Then her and I running back, testing the toilets. Nope, it's not ready yet. And just trying to problem solve, because then I'm telling her, I'm like, I gotta call somewhere that's gonna get porta potties out here. Like, I'm like, we can't not have bathrooms. And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna give it like 20 more minutes, and then the I don't know is gonna have to be a plan. So ended up getting fixed. The whoever they called, it was great.
It was
Lisa worked her butt off genuinely in the trenches. She was covered in mud.
What?
Yeah, she had like mud.
I love her so much.
She's a honey. Love her. She's great. And then it was all good to go, and we could let people go in there. They cleaned it up. I mean, their staff was awesome. Like, I was so flattered.
You would have never known.
You would have never known. And I was so flattered at how appreciative they were of me, because I was like, looking back, I'm like, I didn't, you don't feel like you're doing that much.
But you are.
But you are. It was great. At one point, I like paused the golf cart. I was putting the cheesecakes out, because since all the staff was dealing with the bathroom, I was like, well, we gotta get the cheesecake out. So
distract from the bathroom, get the cheesecake.
People were so ready. You know, when people have been drinking, they're ready for dessert.
Totally.
They are savages. So at one point, I just stopped putting them out, and I'm just holding the box, and I'm like, original cheesecake, strawberry cheesecake, because they were taking. I couldn't get them on there fast enough. That is one thing I did eat. I had 2 cheesecakes.
They were
so
cute. Good.
So cute.
Yeah.
So, that's another thing too, that a trend that I love is have a little cake and then serve your guests something else. Yeah. Something fun.
I don't see a lot of people doing like a traditional serving their cake.
No. I did, and I don't know why I did that.
You did?
Your cake was massive.
My cake was 6 tiers.
I don't think I ate it.
6 tiers.
No, I did.
Because we served
1000% did. Oh, maybe I didn't.
We served cheesecake, because Gunnar doesn't like cake, and with our wedding venue, a dessert was included in the meal.
Sure.
So we did a cheesecake. And I brought that cake topper all the way back home from Montana, only for the deep freeze to go out 2 months later.
Here's my issue with serving a cake, is it takes too long.
It would take so long.
Yeah.
I'm uninterested in dessert if it's going to take me more than 15 minutes.
But I love a cake cut. I think a cake cutting moment
has to happen. So you have to have something to cut.
Yep.
But maybe just don't serve it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, here's a question. Do you guys think it's cute when people cut cakes? I'm like gonna really out myself here. Do you guys think it's cute or not cute? And maybe listeners can say too. When couples like smash the cake in each other's faces.
Not cute. I hate it.
I think it's very confident. Because if I were to do that, I would look horrific afterwards. So I'm going to say I think it's cute, because it means that you truly know you're going to look amazing after that cake is wiped off your face. And that just couldn't be me.
So here's the thing. I did it to Gunnar, thinking he's not going to do it to me.
Of course he's going to do it.
See, I thought that was cute.
It was, but did you miss the part where he put me in a headlock?
I saw that.
And I loved it. Headlock. And it was very on par. But it's kind of funny, because like, I think when I see other people do it, it's so hypocritical. I'm like, ew.
No, I love it.
But then I did it, and I'm like, oh, that was really funny. But
love it.
We also, when we cut our cake, didn't, and a lot of people do this now, like, we didn't alert everyone. We just did it.
Yeah, we didn't either.
I was gonna ask. I literally didn't see you cut your cake.
No, I didn't even.
I barely saw your cake.
You get very few intimate moments on a wedding day. Take them when you can.
But I think where you had that placed was a great way to do that, because
it was kind of like out of the
chaos.
Main area. Exactly.
Out of the people. Dinner was great. Like I said, it was literally, I think, my favorite part of the evening. The speeches.
Oh my gosh. I don't even want to talk about
I will never. I will never get over the best man speech. I'm sorry. I will never forget it.
Noah Poss is the worst.
I
love him so much.
I won't do this to you, but he outed them hard. It was things, the bridal party, like literally sitting up at, your head table, us bridesmaids are all looking at each other being like, did you know this?
No.
Have you heard this story? Like, we were all like
who is this girl?
Like,
who is
I
this
was
guy?
offended a little bit. I was like, I don't know something? Like, what? And then I saw all these other girls being like, we've never heard this. I'm like, this is a secret these two have been keeping.
Only no one knew because we thought we could trust him.
This was so funny.
And if anything, now you know you can't.
No, now we know we can't.
But literally everyone in your wedding
cute.
was told this hilarious story. I'll let you tell it if you want to, but was told this hilarious story, and Landon's like thank you after was so funny because he was like, well, Paige and I always said we wouldn't have friends if that story ever got out, but
you're all still here.
We'll see if everyone sticks around. And I was like, way to bring it home, buddy.
He brought it home well.
Yeah.
He is still proud about himself.
He was like,
oh, yeah.
He was like, whoever made the bathrooms.
Oh, Noah did.
Yeah, Noah did. He was like,
really
clog the bathroom, stand up, just clear the air. It was funny.
Noah did a great job.
Noah did. And like, okay, so he's a lawyer, you're an attorney, whatever, same thing. But he's so great at talking, but when he gets going, he can't help himself but laugh.
Which made it so much better.
Funnier. I know, he was bust a gut.
He truly, it felt like he was telling his best friend a story because he was just laughing through the whole thing. Like, he could not get it out without laughing, so everyone was just dying.
It was good, and I'll tell you what, I would say about 50% of speeches at weddings are
not good.
That if I can offer any kind of advice, just be so conscientious of who you're having speak at your wedding. Just because someone's the best man or the maid of honor does not mean they have to speak.
That's true.
And I think we're getting into a time too where a lot of people aren't doing best man's and maid of honor. And if people, I've been in weddings, I was just a bridesmaid, but the bride asked me to speak. Or, we see, my sister wasn't my maid of honor, but she spoke.
And that was my favorite speech of your entire wedding.
Yeah, it was really good.
Go Paloma, you did great. I still think about it.
Still awesome. Way to go, P. But that is something I communicate to people because people get really nervous about it. And, there's all these different... Every single bride I've ever had has usually asked me input on their bridal party and what I think of this and what I think of that, which is really funny because a lot of the times I don't know these people.
Yeah.
And I just always say, they have to be people you trust. Don't just do it for the sake of, oh, it's so-and-so and blah, 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 because public speaking is not for everyone.
Don't let it out you.
Yeah, let it out you. Or if they're going to do it, it better be like...
It better be funny.
It better be funny. So,
thankfully it was.
Yeah, I think that's such an important piece. I am a huge supporter of do whatever the F you want.
I think that needs to be echoed from every wedding vendor, from every venue, literally anyone in the wedding business, because there's so many, well, we have to do this, we have to do that. And it really just limits your creativity. It does. Is what it does. Yeah. Is then your wedding bubble just becomes like every other wedding that people go to. So it's like, why don't you do so? I mean, I'm literally did not take that perspective. Yeah. I did the things that I thought I was supposed to do. Mm-hmm.
And you still had a great wedding. It's so annoying when you put yourself in that box, right?
Yeah.
When you think about those things. And that's why I started my own wedding planning business because don't get me wrong, there are amazing wedding planners in this area who have inspired me, and the community is actually really amazing. We all know each other. We've gone to dinner. We've done all these things. But I was a very particular bride, and as a person, I've always had a really different style and aesthetic and things that I like that aren't super normal in this area, and I wanted to cater to people like me or just people that were willing to maybe take a risk or just wanted somebody that was maybe going to think of a different concept that hadn't been done. And honestly, I will say, I know I bring a lot of things back to my wedding because I think being a wedding planner, having a wedding, that's a very good firsthand experience. Yeah. But being a COVID bride, I learned a lot of different things, a lot of different problem solving, and what kind of priority list am I going to have?
Yeah.
You know, we were supposed to have an after party, for example, after our reception, and they called the week before and they said our staff has COVID. We can't do it. So figuring out, okay, like, what am I going to do there? Am I going to trade things, different things like that?
What did you guys end up doing?
We were just done at 10, and honestly, it was fine. It was
we
totally okay.
went to the hotel bar.
Yeah,
like the
people hung out. It was awesome.
It was perfect.
And honestly, like, we just went up to like our suite and we just sat for a good like hour. Gunnar and I did. And we just sat and we just talked. You don't get a lot of time to talk, and
that's actually so you guys. Like,
yeah.
It is so you to like you don't like quality is better than quantity. I feel like in your like everything that you do.
Yeah. Totally.
So
yeah, and like I said, I learned a lot, and I had the most epic wedding planner. Oh my God. I can't even like talk about her. I get like, because she was so good. Kara Lard from Goldfinch Events in Whitefish, Montana. She's like she's just a badass. She owns a floral shop.
Damn.
She does these literal luxury weddings that are on covers of magazines. And she did ours. She took us on, and it was so cool. And she has inspired a lot of the things that I do in my business. And when I wanted to do this, I emailed her right away. And before I even told anybody I wanted to do this, I asked her, I said, do you think I'd be good at this? Do you think I should do this?
That's so cool.
Yeah. Cool. And she was like, yeah, you should do it. Go for it. And she gave me like her list of advice, and it was just super, super cool. And I'm so appreciative of that. And I think that is such an overarching thing in all of life, right? Like if you have good mentors, that makes such a difference.
Yes.
Now I'm just getting to like coaching philosophy, but
It
follows a
and
lot.
Addy, you were honestly like Lana and I. We still talk about it. Like even the other day, we were just going through different like whatever day of things, and he was like, literally, our day wouldn't have been what it was without Addy. Like you said that.
You said that to me at the end of the night, and I
like we are so appreciative of everything that you've done, and like literally. I can't imagine not having you, because it's like the stress and the different things that you took away and just help with, and just having somebody kind of in our corner to like fight our battles and
literally
go through the trenches.
But that is literally it.
Yeah.
I told Paige the second she got married, I was like, my biggest regret, and not to say regret, but my biggest thing I wish I would have done.
If you could go back, what's one thing you would change?
If I could go back, the one huge thing I would change I would have somebody like you. Like I would literally do anything if you had your business 4 years ago.
Little 21-year-old me.
Oh my gosh. Because you don't realize how much stress and pressure you put on your family and your friends and your wedding party. Like my mom was directing people. My wedding party was cutting flowers, and then they don't get to enjoy the day, which goes back to your thing. Like you are a host. Like you're a host. You're
not a decorator. You're not a caterer. You're not a seamstress. You're not, it's not your job. You should get to focus on the things you want to focus on, and you should get to focus on, first of all, having fun. Weddings are supposed to be fun. They're not supposed to be stressful. They're not supposed to be this pain in the ass thing. Sometimes they are leading up to the day, but you also deserve to take those little moments with your significant other and be able to just like take in the moment. You don't even have to say anything, but to have those moments where it's just you two, and you don't have to be like, well, are they doing this? What's happening? Do I need to worry about this? No, that's not it. And I get asked a lot, why hire a wedding planner? And people a lot of times think it's such a waste of money. And here's the thing, I'm not going to tell anybody what they should and shouldn't do with their money, because listen, I'm not a budgeting expert. I buy shoes all the time. But I tell people like I take my job very seriously as literally like your wedding day bestie, right? So there's no question that's too small. There's no task that's too small. I think as I get further in my career, maybe things will pop up like, no, I'm not going to do that. But to me, it's like you are asking of my services, and there's no template. There's no handbook of this is what's included, this not. There's a rough guideline, but every single wedding is going to be different. You're going to have just different groups of people, different sizes. You're going to have different interactions, different vendors. And so for me, you know, like, I just don't think there's any problem too small or any question too small. And that's why I think, obviously I'm biased, but as someone that had a wedding planner, I can tell you that my day wouldn't have existed without a wedding planner. Strictly because my wedding planner fought for us to have a wedding during COVID. And as a tried and true Taurus and an Enneagram 8, like, my personality traits are like very loyal and very aggressive. So I will fight for people to make sure that their expectations come to life. And I'm also really honest. Like, if I'm like, that's simply not going to happen, you know, but that, you know, the aggression gets me into trouble every once in a while. But
it's a good thing to have in your corner, like you said, Paige. Like, I think that's perfectly stated. And
someone did, I think it was Sheldon asked me, have you ever coached?
No way.
I was like, yeah. So
I did that one time. No, I'm just kidding.
One time.
Did you hear his speech when so this is such a
Briefly.
Sheldon thing. It's so cute. So he accidentally,
and this is Paige's dad.
Yeah, Paige.
No, my my father-in-law.
Landon's dad.
It's very confusing because Sheldon.
Yeah.
So confusing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my father-in-law, I think he accidentally called you like Abby.
He did.
And then
literally is my whole life.
He's like, sorry, girl. Like, he calls everyone girl. It's so cute.
Sorry, girl.
I just couldn't believe. One thing I have to give a shout out to your family about. So as a wedding planner, you're very behind the scenes.
Yep.
You do not ever expect, honestly, even gratitude. Like, if you get a thank you card, it's like, yes, this is amazing. Like, and both Sheldon and you and Landon all with a microphone, like, publicly thanked me. And I was like, I'm going to go in the corner and cry and just actually cry because it was so sweet. And, like, you don't get those moments all the time. And it's not anybody's fault, right? Like, you get wrapped up in the wedding day and you just, like, forget.
Yeah.
But that was really, really, really special and cool. So thanks for that, because that was really sweet.
I'm not gonna lie, I had like a proud mom moment.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
For some reason, I was just like, that's my friend I'm talking about. She's amazing. It was so fun. But that's, again, dinner. I'm just saying, dinner was a time.
Guys, I'm just
And the
reliving
speeches.
this day all over again, and it just, like, makes me want to cry. Like,
I know. Dinner
It was our day.
Dinner was so great. The first dances were so
good.
sweet, and, like, the whole dance was just fun. Like,
So
It was
fun.
very fun.
The playlist was, like, literally.
He was on fire.
You guys
I
to a T.
thought.
Did you guys, like, construct that heavily?
No.
Really?
That's very impressive, because normally that's what has to be done.
I really, like, every song that came on, I was like, this is totally a Paige song. Like, it just seemed...
We kind of instructed, like, the social hour. Like, I told them, I'm like, okay,
like a vibe.
yeah. I'm like, we love Frank Sinatra, like Billy Joel, like
Speaking to my speaking to my soul here.
like the yacht rock. Like, we kind of instructed that for, like, social hour. But then once the actual dance started, like, we obviously had, like, our first dance song and, like, the parent songs. And then I just said, like, just, like, fun music. Like, I said Pitbull, of course. And just, like, I don't know.
Things that other people know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like I just have little tidbits here and there. Okay, I feel like a lot of people are scared to put limitations on their playlist. Do not think that you have to play the Cupid Shuffle. If you don't want the Cupid Shuffle, don't play the Cupid Shuffle. If
I
you
think
don't
I
want
X'd those.
Yeah, if you don't want, one of my best friends got married this summer. No slow songs were allowed. They didn't do one slow dance except their own.
And you know what?
And it was, and
love it.
we didn't even notice.
Okay.
We didn't even notice. So don't be afraid to set those limitations. Again, it's your day. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know what? Accommodate people here and there. Like, if mom and grandma just, like, really, really want to hear this one song, go for it. If you have special little things, you know, I have a friend who their family thing is Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. That's their whole family, like, we had to clear the dance floor. They did this thing. Do things like that, but don't feel like you have to do things.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to do anything.
The dance is, at one point, the time where I feel like it is your time to be selfish, because it's a very easy exit for people. Like, people are involved in dinner, they're involved in the ceremony, they're involved in every other aspect. The dance is kind of like,
It's the OG homie.
optional.
This
this is here if you want it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to, but this is here. So that is where I'm like, Yeah, be selfish and like do whatever the F you want to do.
It's funny that I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
It's funny that you mentioned Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, because I remember when that song did come on.
Oh, I did too.
Grab Landon, I was like, let's go!
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a literal Paige playlist.
Yes,
it was to a T.
Which is so
so
good.
funny.
Did you do a bouquet toss?
No.
You didn't?
Because
Okay.
I want to dry my flowers.
Yeah. So
They're still in my living room right now.
and that's a trend that I'm starting to see die out a little bit.
Really?
The bouquet toss.
Bouquet toss. Garter toss. Okay, personally not a fan.
That should just go away forever.
Yeah.
There's something about someone crawling up your husband
I don't like
crawling up your
it.
leg in
In
front
front
of
of
Great Aunt Carol. That just bothers me. You know what I mean?
Gross.
Carol doesn't want it.
Listen, but again, do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. Take everything with a grain of salt here. Do you, boo-boo.
Do you, boo-boo. Bouquet tosses, I feel like people are so hit or miss with them.
Yeah.
And honestly, some people forget to do them.
Did you guys do that?
I didn't. I had a separate bouquet.
Oh,
so I
smart.
had a tosser. The thing I remember asking my DJ, I said, I will do a bouquet toss, but am I allowed to pick the song? Because every wedding you go to,
I remember your bouquet toss clearly.
Yes, it was Bitch Boss by Doja Cat.
Hell
yes.
Yeah. I
It
just wanted something
It
different.
was so
and
different.
it was hilarious.
Because it's always
single ladies.
It's always single ladies.
Always.
freaking love that.
And that was just like a nice little change up. Here's the thing. If you're going to stick to tradition, try to make it different.
Yes, and here was my second runner-up, if anybody wants this, because I personally think I'm hilarious. The second option, if you didn't have that, because DJs sometimes don't have certain songs, was going to be Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. Because if you want to know one thing about me, I'm obsessed with Queen, but that I could do a whole podcast episode about.
We will circle back to that.
Circle back. Because that actually kind of refers to one of my favorite things of the entire wedding night for everyone.
We should talk about it because we're getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like there's a ton to touch on with the dance.
So-
it was fire. It was great.
But here's my question. Did you have a last dance song for everyone? What was it? Because I wasn't there. Oh my God, why is she laughing?
I don't truly even remember it.
It was Piano Man. And everybody dropped their pants.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a thing.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Kaylee and Paxton did that. No, I just, something that
Or the
I actually
boys
got
dropped their
from,
pants. Not the
yes, the boys dropped their pants. My friends did this
And this
summer.
is a wild tradition to me. Like, I did not see that until one of my friend's wedding, like, only 2 years ago.
The first time I saw it was this summer. And I was very
drunk,
confused,
so I never
but I liked it.
know about it.
I was just like, what is happening? And now I'm like, okay, I'm like prepared for it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. This is why I don't think people know about it. Because how many people actually stick around to the end of a dance?
Only the OGs.
Only the OGs. And
Were you there?
And the really drunk
girl,
stragglers.
of course I was
You
there.
were there, yeah.
Yes.
I love that. I love little things like that make it very memorable. I'm a really big supporter of pick your last dance song to be something very special, because it'll be so memorable. So
What was yours?
mine was my favorite song of all time, "Somebody to Love" by Queen.
Okay.
Oh, I love
Ours
that.
was Queen too.
Yes, yours was Bohemian Rhapsody.
I know. He's like, I know. It was Queen.
Because that's where I discovered Tyler also loves Queen, and
Yes.
I was like, bestie. But I wanted that to be our first dance song, and Gunnar was like, I don't know. He was so picky about the most random things. But last dance songs are just like, they kill me, like in the best way possible. Like, I just think there is something so cool about having a special song that literally, I know this is, it's on social media all the time, a core memory. That is a core memory.
It is.
Oh,
100%.
When I think about my wedding, that is a very specific moment that comes up.
Yeah.
And one of my friends actually that got married this summer, they did the same song. They asked, they're like, hey, what's the one you had? And so they were like, we have a surprise. And they did it at the end. That was just like not well. But yeah, and like linking arms and singing it's just like so special. It's the last moment you get. And
With
I
all
know,
those people that you love in one room together.
Yes, I know there's that trend of clearing everyone from the venue and having the couple do a last dance.
I don't like that.
I don't like that only because I just want to be with all the people.
I
and
just
I want to
think
sing,
that you
and I want
already
to hold their hand.
You
and
had your dance.
Yeah.
Now
and
it's like the fun.
Let's like be together.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was your first dance song again?
It was You by Dan and Shay.
Yes.
Which I
that's
had
great.
truly never heard of.
What was yours?
It
It was like classic.
Frankie Valley.
Yes.
It was Too Good to Be True.
Oh.
I think that's
a good
what it's
one.
called.
Or wait, no, wasn't it? It had to be you.
No.
But I remember it was yes.
You're just too
Yes.
good to be true.
Yes.
I just don't know if that's the title of the song. I'm honestly pretty certain it's called You're Just Too Good to Be True.
Is that your guys' song, or did you pick it because you liked it?
We picked it. Well, so it was actually supposed to be Beyond by Leon Bridges.
I'm obsessed with that song.
It was gonna be
Ma'am.
for like a year. Like we loved it. And
If
then
you want to
I
die,
heard,
go on Claire Kittle. She's married to George Kittle, tight end for the San Francisco 49ers. Claire, if you ever listen to this, I'm obsessed with you. I want to be your friend. Their engagement video, his interview, it's that song. And
Really?
you will melt into a puddle of mush.
Wow.
Anyways, keep going.
well, yeah, that was supposed to be the song, and then all of a sudden we were like at home, just had our own playlist, and this song came on, You by Dan and Shay, and I was like, oh my gosh, this like is us.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things that we've
Aw.
said to each other that are in that song.
So cute.
So I'm like, this is it. This is
Yeah.
our song.
How'd you pick your song? Songs are very important to me.
We watched Jersey Boys.
Yeah.
We both love like Frank Sinatra, that
Yes.
era.
Yes.
You know? And originally our song that we were going to do is Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
Yeah.
Love.
Right? Love that song. And then we practiced dancing to it. And we're
It's
like,
really slow.
this is actually really hard.
Yep.
And like,
Yeah.
if this is hard for us, like, I'm not gonna brag, but Tyler and I like know how to dance together. Like, we
Yeah.
have a rhythm. We like know what we're doing, and it was not working. So, we were watching that movie and we heard that song. And we're like, wait, this is such a like great song, and it's So,
That's amazing.
yeah.
I love
What was
that.
yours?
Ours was "Come and Get Your Love" by
Oh,
Redbone.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yours was cute.
It was really cute.
It's cute, yeah.
I will say the timing of that TikTok trend where it's like, "Hey, what?" So everybody kept doing that.
I don't remember that.
But that Gunnar has this thing about slow songs. I think a lot of
That
guys
is
feel
my
this way.
thing too.
They don't like very slow emotional
No.
songs. I think they're scared they're gonna feel very vulnerable.
Yeah.
And so we actually did not decide what song we were dancing to until 2 weeks before. Same with my dad. My dad was very, very, very picky.
Your dad and your song, I will never forget.
I really recommend. Okay, so my dad loves classic rock. That's what I grew up listening to. It's what I mostly listen to now, with like a very random assortment of other things. But he was very picky. I was like, "What about this?" He's like, "No." So I'm looking through these rock songs, and I'm like, God, some of these are just sad. They're not cute.
Right.
They're sad. They're rock ballads.
Yeah.
And then some of them are about like lovers. I'm like, that's weird. I don't want to
Totally.
do that.
Yeah.
And I'm a person that I listen to lyrics of songs. I listen to lyrics and melodies. It's just a thing. A lot of people just listen to music, and I hear the words, and it can be actually the death of me. But so we danced to "You'll Be in My Heart" from Tarzan, but it's Phil Collins, who's one of our like favorite
It was so
artists.
sweet.
Yeah, it was. People. It really hit people. It was very sweet.
No, it did. I don't know why. I think just people are like, it was nostalgic, the song. It was like,
Everybody knows it.
nobody would think to dance to that song, or at least I would never.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
And it was so great.
So this goes back to do whatever the F you want. Don't just like, I just encourage people to get creative. Don't just go, oh, we're going to dance to this because everybody else has done it. Pick something that you're going to remember and attach a core memory to,
Yes.
and like is going to be meaningful to you. It doesn't have to be your song. Although I think that's cute to incorporate that. Like I walked down the aisle to our song, so there's different ways to do that. But I just think the little details like that do tend to make a difference, and they make the moment really, really special. Now, granted, like Saray and I, we're dancers, so we attach
Everything to music.
everything to music in our life. So that's a very like niche thing. But I love that yours is different.
I noticed it with everyone's wedding. What was your walk down the aisle song?
It was Train by Marry Me, but we actually had Matt Ockery do a cover of it, so it was just
pretty.
acoustic. Yeah.
It was really pretty.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
great
really
song.
good.
It's a great song.
I loved it.
Did you walk down the aisle to Can't Help Falling in Love that Kelsey sang?
Kelsey sang it at our wedding. So my
Yes.
friend, so that's where we replaced it, is my friend sang it at our wedding, I walked down to 1,000 Years because Twilight was the first movie we saw together.
Funny. That's
It was the first movie we ever went together. Was the first Twilight.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Okay, did your guys' husbands know what song you were gonna walk down the aisle to?
Yes, and I wish I would have done what you did.
Yeah, I wished I would have done that too.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Me neither.
Well, I submitted the form.
Another intermission, because this episode is so long, and if you're still listening, you're a real one. But also, like, it's because Addie's absolutely so entertaining, so that's why you're here. We know.
She's killing it.
I always love being around Saray because she will laugh at all my jokes. She will always laugh at all my jokes, and it's so great. So awesome.
I think you're one of the funniest people I know.
Thank
I really do.
you.
You're just,
Thank you.
I shouldn't even say funny, you're witty.
You're witty. That's a really good word.
Yeah. I also just, like, think it's funny to just, like, laugh at the shit that goes wrong in your life. Okay, like, my literal life saying is, if you don't laugh about your trauma, you're gonna cry. So I make jokes about everything because I'm like, you have to.
You have to.
You
in
literally
this
have
world,
to.
what else are you supposed to do?
What are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so just laugh about it. It's fine.
Do you like have a good day every day? Because I feel like you are one of those people that
No! Oh my god, no!
That
I love that you think that.
You
about me.
are fooling them.
Oh my gosh. No, can I stay in this bubble that I live in your brain forever?
Yes, I got
No, wow, I've never had somebody say that about me. Okay.
Yeah. But
No.
here's the thing. You're so authentic.
Yeah.
And that's why I would say most people would not say that about you.
I'm definitely like I'm very polite and can be very polished when I need to be, but I'm not really a faker.
No.
I can be like, I don't walk around being like, F the world, you suck. But I'm not this like disingenuine person. Like if I don't like you, you're probably going to kind of know it. I'm not going to sit here and just like try to just be fake like that. I don't like that. Now, if there's obviously situations where you have to do it, and I totally do it because everybody does. Duh.
Yeah,
right. It's like literally the
part of life.
Not everybody's going to be your best friend, but no, I am like very much so a realist. Mm-hmm. I'm not super optimistic. Mm-hmm. I'm super real about things. Like I'm probably the first one in the room to go, that's a great idea. However,
what about
is this realistic to do?
Which is a perfect reason why you're in the field that you're in.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh yeah, because if a bride's telling me I want 50 doves released at this point, I'm like, that is tough. That's gonna be tough. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm gonna tell you how that's gonna work.
Right. We won't say no, but here are the repercussions potentially of that situation.
And again, that's just like everybody else. I've had a lot of shit happen to me in my life. So I'm just a realist, right? Like I wouldn't call myself a pessimist, but I would say I'm very real about
it's not all daisies.
It's not all daisies. Like I'm like, actually been there, done that. I wouldn't recommend.
Don't do that.
It's funny because like I feel like there's two thought processes when people meet me or they see me in the wild. They have that where they see me being very bubbly and whatnot and just like, oh, this chick looks like she has a great time. And then there's the other people who are like, that girl is a bitch. That girl looks mean. She looks mean.
This girl is a feisty Italian.
Yeah. The dark hair, the dark eyebrows don't help.
Yeah.
It does not help.
Are you full Italian?
No.
Oh, I'm not full.
Sorry, I just answered that for you.
No.
It's just hilarious to me because your persona, your vibe, your literal, like, just physical being, you give off such strong Italian vibes.
Totally.
And we, as friends, have bought into this, like,
Yeah.
imagination that she is Italian.
I will say I like milk it. I'm Sicilian. Okay. So on my mom's side, I don't even know how much it is, but I very much so love to tell people that because I'm like, I wish I was full. I'm not. I'm such a mutt. I don't even know. I've got English. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I have fooled people. I did convince one of my former dancers for an entire year that I actually was Latina. Like I for a whole year.
You are very fluent in Spanish.
I used to be fluent in Spanish.
Yeah.
So
Dang.
I totally, and it was so funny. And then I told her, I was like, okay, so you gotta stop telling people that because I'm actually not, and I'm gonna get into trouble here. And she was pissed. Sorry, Nina. But
Sorry, Nina.
yeah, no, I very much so embody that persona, which I know is like stereotyping, but I love spicy Italian women.
Yeah,
I love
we're champions.
It's
not like
no.
it's like your alter ego.
My grandma's a feisty Sicilian woman. Like, I just appreciate it.
Yeah.
Same, my great aunt was, like, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I just add a little spice to life. But again, that's the thing. When you meet me, it's probably like a 50-50 shot. And I'm never trying to intentionally be rude to anyone. I just sometimes might give off that vibe a little bit. But I have been told I'm scary. I don't always fully get that. But
It depends on who you're talking. It depends on the day you get.
Yeah.
And
if I'm pissed, yeah.
And you know what? Here's the thing: is if I were a bride and my toilets were plugging, I'd want somebody freaking scary
To
in my
bulldoze their
corner
way
to
in.
be like, Miss Ma'am,
Yep.
you're gonna have to figure out this plumbing stat.
Yeah, and
I gotta go.
I tell people I'm not confrontational in the sense that I don't pick fights with people, but I
Right.
have no problem going up to someone and saying, this has to happen immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to fix this.
Which
This is
some
what you did
people,
wrong.
like myself, could really die if I had to tell somebody to do that. I'd be like,
Yeah.
here's the thing we would really appreciate if...
And it gets me into trouble. Like, it's gotten me into trouble. I'm very honest with who I am. And I'm very, like, this is what you're going to get.
Yep.
I'm kind of an open book. I'm loud. If you're going to be my client or if you're going to be my friend, I will literally fight for you till the death. But it might not be pretty sometimes,
Right.
but I'm going to get it done.
Right?
But this is why, like, we love you.
This is why we love you.
This is why.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yes.
needs an Addy in their life.
They do.
And
I might not be for you, but go find yours. That's totally okay with me.
Okay, Paige, this episode is quite literally the longest one we've ever done, and
Yeah.
I'm here for it. But to bring it home, tell us. We should all talk about our favorite moment from your wedding.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so do you
That's
want
a
to go
very hard
first or do you want to go last?
I'm gonna go last.
Okay.
Yeah.
Addy, do you want to go first or should I go?
You go. That's a hard question.
Okay, I know it's a super hard question. I have one that just like came top to mind. I truly have not thought about this question. I think my favorite moment is your first look, and
With the bridesmaids.
With the bridesmaids.
Yes.
It was so fun to just, like, I knew what your dress looked like. I knew, like, I saw you get your hair done. I saw you get your makeup done. But to, like, see you as, like, a full bride was, like, so fun. And then to see, like, honestly, I had so much fun watching other people react to it, like seeing your mom, seeing Phyllis, like, watching other people get to react to you in, like, the state of Paige as a bride was almost as fun as seeing you as that.
Totally.
You know, like, it's just like, it's cool to
It was so cute.
it's just so sweet to see, like, these are all the people that are most important to you, and, like, you can genuinely tell on their faces that they are, like, just so happy to be a part of this moment. And I have another one, but I think it might be your favorite moment, so I'm not going to say
special.
it.
Okay.
I have two. I don't know if they'll be. I don't know if they'll be yours. But okay, the first one was when you were going to your first look with Landon, and we were waiting for. It was you and I. We were waiting for Nicole to give us the go ahead, and we were just like giggling, and I was like, "Dude, your soon-to-be husband, he looks good." You were like, he's so freaking handsome, and we were just like laughing. It was so cute. And one of the things which kind of ties into my second one, like as a wedding planner, that it's like my favorite part of the job is I'm very cognizant of the fact that I get those little moments that other people don't get. Like,
Yeah.
I get these very intimate moments with the couple, and I take that really seriously, and I also like love it so much. The other, which is constantly my favorite moment, is before you walk down the aisle, because I'm the last one there with you and whoever is walking the bride down, and it was just super super sweet, and like it's a very, very raw moment, and you were so nervous, but you were so excited, and like the doors are closed. It's just like, it's one of those moments where like time kind of just stops. It just stops for a second, and it's just a perfect moment in a little bit of chaos, and it's so cool, and it was so special and very sweet.
Oh, it was. And honestly, like, just thinking about that, so I remember, this is a little like off topic, but we were like ready to go, we were in line, and I like looked at my dad and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, I forgot that happened.
Yes. And he was
Wait,
like,
pause.
He was like, what do you mean you gotta go to the bathroom? And I was like, no, like I have to go right now. And I'm like, I need to go, otherwise, you know, I better go. And he was like, okay, we'll just go. So I think we told you or Lisa or somebody, I think it was you. And then
I was like, don't open the doors.
Yeah, my dad was like, she's gotta go to the bathroom. So we were like hustling, like I was hustling in there, whatever. But then I do remember, like I like looked at you and you're like, just breathe, enjoy every moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's like the last thing I remember before I became
ceremony is
so
blackout.
sweet.
And I, like, again, one of the things I tell people, I tell my friends this, I tell anybody getting married this, make sure that before you do your first look, when you're literally walking to your first look, and before you walk down the aisle, take a deep breath and look around. Mm-hmm. Just look around, because you'll never get that moment back. You're going to get so many moments in the day, but those are two really important moments where it's either just you and your soon-to-be husband or wife, or it's just you and whoever happens to be walking you down the aisle. Like, it's a very special, unique moment, and I think they're two very crucial ones that you don't want to forget. You really don't want to forget.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Okay, what's yours?
I honestly, like, I have so many. Like, I really do. It's so hard to pick, and I was thinking about it, and I think I do have two. Like, I can't pick, so I'm just going to say both of them. But my first one definitely was Phyllis, so she wanted to... Were you going to
That was my second one, too, but I was like, I know this is Paige's. I just had a feeling that was one of your favorite
it was
moments.
just so special. So Phyllis, she did a prayer with all of us girls. So
she was so insistent, and I was like, we will make it happen.
It was...
Really?
She was like, I have to do this. And I was like, we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
So she did a prayer with all of us bridesmaids and personal attendants and moms. And she did a prayer before, you know, the ceremony, before we all walked out. And it was just like super special, because that was the only time that I feel like there was not any chaos, not any cameras, and everybody probably just got a little teary-eyed. Like, it was just so real and raw.
And I actually really loved, because I asked her, I said, do you want this filmed? And she said no.
I love that.
Same.
That is the reason why I think about it, is because I was like, this was the one moment where there was no camera, there was nobody else except us girls, and it was like, I actually, if I could be a bride, I would highly encourage you to find a moment where you are like, no cameras are allowed for this. Yeah. Like, it will be forever ingrained in my memory. Yeah, because it's one of those things where it's like, shoot, I can't remember this in the future. I have to be present right now. And it kind of made you sit in it a little bit.
Yeah. And it was really cool, because we all held hands, we all got in a circle, we all got quiet and just like sat in that prayer.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was so special and just so unique for, you know, our day.
It was really cool.
It was really cool. So that was great. And then honestly, like, I really just thought mine and Landon's first look. Like, obviously that's a given, but it was just so special, and just to see him for the first time, and just that real raw emotion. Yeah.
And it's almost a relief, right?
Yeah.
Because you kind of build up to that moment.
Yeah.
The first look is very much so, oh my gosh, okay.
Like,
great.
Now we are both here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels super weird to be without them for like the whole night before, if you do that route, and then the whole morning. You don't see them at all.
Yeah.
So
your wedding was great. That's the consensus of this.
The wedding was great, and I'm really thankful for all of you guys for being here this long, because
same.
90 minutes, baby, we made her. But you know, when you have somebody as great as Addy, You have to.
We can't cut it short. And here's the
You
thing,
have
too. We are going to preface that this was just a little intro to Addy. This is just a little taste. We
A
have
lot to take in. I'm going to take more than one.
we have barely.
She gonna be back.
We didn't talk about Modern Rebel hardly at all because this was like a Paige wedding Addy duo episode where we were getting to recap it together, but we will have her back
Yes.
to talk
This is
about
fun.
her business endeavors. But in the meantime, plug away.
Yeah.
Tell us where people can find you.
Instagram is the best. So it's just modernrebel.events. You can shoot me an email. Oh my gosh, I can't talk now. 90 minutes of talking.
mean,
Can't
we've been
do it
doing a
anymore.
lot of it.
But modernrebelevents@gmail. You can message me on Facebook. I wouldn't recommend that as the first avenue, but Instagram's great. That's where I get a lot of people just asking questions and whatnot, or just message these two and they'll send you my way. But I am always, even if you just have questions, like if you're not sure you want to hire a wedding or event planner. By the way, I do other things than weddings. I just did a birthday party.
That's
so.
why we're going to have her on
Yeah,
again.
so keep that in mind. But if you just need to ask questions, if you just want to meet, I'm totally happy to do all that. You're not set in stone that you have to book me if you inquire. So yeah, but I'm so excited. Thanks for having me, you guys. This was really fun, and it was
So fun.
It was so special. Like Paige and Landon's was the first wedding I did on my own as my business. So it was very, very special and will always be special. And you will see them all over my Instagram very soon.
Rightfully so.
Yes.
We love to see it.
Love to
and we're I mean, I'm speaking as if like Paige and I were the ones getting married, but I'm like, we're so thankful for you.
But honestly, cheers and so many cheers to Addy. She's the best.
She's the best. Cheers to that.